Will, that is a tough defeat to take after being out of it pretty much at 94 for 6. You and Casey having a massive partnership there at the end. First of all, take me through when you two got to go in the middle. What was the chats like between you guys?
I think it was just to bat, really. It was to bat and see how close we could get. Obviously, we've not, both of us together probably haven't had a major innings in this competition so far in regards to balls first. So we just wanted to almost have a good time, hit some strong shots, obviously good wicket, quick outfield. So there's plenty of value for all around the ground, really. And just a shame we couldn't get over the line.
193 at the interval after we won the toss and we asked Leicestershire to bat first. What was the chat like in the dressing room? Did you feel that was par? Did you feel it was chaseable? What was the talk at the interval?
Yeah, we actually thought we had a really good chance of chasing it. I think after their power play and after their first 10 overs, I think they were 110, 115 for 2 or 3. So to actually drag them back to 190 was a really good effort. I thought our plans at the end were really good. I thought maybe in the power play we might have missed a little bit, but at the end we were really, really good. Everyone who came on and bowled knew what they were doing and executed really well. So we thought we could chase it down, and obviously we got off to a flyer as well. So confidence was high, and then we just got a little bit stuck in the middle, but that can happen. They bowled nicely, bowled to plans, bowled to the big side of the ground, and ultimately we just were a bit too short.
You alluded to it that you and Casey kind of haven't had that big innings. Your kind of role maybe a little bit different to what you've had to do in the past. But how do you manage to keep that kind of cool and composure when wickets are falling all around you, that run rate's climbing up? How do you kind of keep that clear head when you're out there?
I think, good, like I said before, good wicket, quick outfield. We sort of said, if we can get 2 boundaries and over, whether it's a 4 or 6, and then just scrap hard to get 1s and 2s, and we'll be there or thereabouts. We set ourselves a target of being sort of 45, 48 off 3 overs, and then we can, have a real dip. And we actually got there. We were probably on track to where we wanted to be, and ultimately we actually probably should have got a little bit closer, and that's probably the most disappointing thing. But it was good fun. Obviously nice to have a bat, and obviously Casey showed. He's a big, strong boy, but he's got some very good touches as well. That 6 back over his head was an incredible shot, and something that I've not got in my locker. So we had a lot of fun. But obviously on the wrong side of the result. Good for us personally, but as a team, you come here to get the 4 points, and ultimately we're not done that.
Following on that personal note, not been the best start to season for you, but having a knock like that can help spring you forward. Again, just speak to, you've been around the block, you know what you're doing, but still, that can have a bit of a knock on some people. So how do you keep your level up? Obviously, it's a nice dressing room you're coming into, but how kind of do you keep your head kind of level?
Oh, look, I actually thought it's annoying because I thought I was playing quite nicely towards the end of the red ball before I got left out. I was actually hitting the ball nicely and, just couldn't quite get that score that I probably needed to stay in the team. So, it was a nice refresh coming into the white ball. I didn't think I was going to play. I didn't think I was going to start. So, obviously, to get these 3 games is brilliant. Obviously, we've got McKinney coming back, so I don't know what the team's going to be there. Batting at 8, like you say, is obviously quite a niche role, and it's something that I've never really done before. Batting at 8 and not bowling, but look, it's what Campbell and Leesy want me to do, and try and finish games off. And it's worked in the last couple of games. Obviously, getting us over the line at Edgbaston, which was nice, and then obviously a little partnership with Niche at the weekend. So it's a role I'm sort of getting used to, but. Look, I came up here to play T20 cricket, and ultimately I've played 3 games, so I'm really, really happy with that. And if I get left out, I get left out.
Couple to finish up on. Zach Folks again providing the goods for us in the power play. Just how nice is that for the guys in the locker room and the dressing room to know that Zach is going to kind of take care of business up front, and we can also trust him at the death.
Yeah, he's high quality. That's why you sign. People like him and Niche, that's why you pay the big cash for overseas players, because they deliver day in, day out. Obviously, I was lucky enough to spend a bit of time with him at the Bears last year, and so I knew what he was about, and he's a high quality operator, goes about his business, not a big shelter, not a big sort of, not a big ego, just goes about his business. And obviously in international cricket, he's had a really, really strong start, so we're really lucky to have 2 high quality international cricketers, and if they can win us some games along the way, then fantastic.
And then finally, managing to take us the last over after being seemingly nowhere. That's going to give this group a lot of confidence. We've got Derbyshire next up, I think, on Wednesday. How important is that for you guys to, while, yes, we didn't pick up the 4 points, still take the positives from this game? Because there were a lot. How important is it to take those positives going forward?
Yeah, huge. We've lost 2 games now, 1 off the last ball and 1 by 5 runs. So, we're losing by really small margins, which is a positive. We're not getting thumped. We're staying in games, whether it's a low scoring or high scoring affair. So, obviously, we've got a couple of guys coming back. Obviously, Potts has been left out of the test squad, so we might see a little bit of him. And obviously, he's a an unbelievable operator. Ben McKinney's a fantastic player. So, you know, our squad is only getting stronger, which is really exciting. And obviously, when games come thick and fast, you know, you need that squad to go place in this competition. So, obviously, the guys have said about quarterfinals and getting there, and it'd be fantastic. You can get on a little roll, and before you know it, you can pick up some wins.